That's probably exactly right. Bad news is they don't have their first or second round picks this year. Those are in Miami. All right, one more.
Oh, yeah, that.
Bruce Arians in Tampa had this to say right after the Buccaneers beat the Vikings on Sunday.
When asked early this week about our identity, I think we just showed our identity. We can do any damn thing we want to do.
So that's what Arians said. What does Swagoo say?
Gee, my mama made an appearance on TV yesterday during NFL Live. And all I could think about when BA said I can do any damn thing I want to is that I would have got my teeth kicked in if I told that to my mama. And that's what's been happening to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at time this year when they felt like they could do any damn thing that they wanted to. BA is off his rocker with this one. This team has to continue to get better. They need to continue to figure out who they are, because winning a game against the Minnesota Vikings, who gave up a few points, ain't the route where you need to be talking about we can do any damn thing we want to do. If you look at everything this year, BA, you ain't been able to do everything you should be able to do. So listen, that's the worst thing to tell your parents, and that's the worst thing for a kid to tell their parents when they about to get their teeth kicked in.
Okay, it's a point well taken. Now, Jeff, I want to bring you in here because I feel like you're sort of the resident BA, a friend on this program. You played for him. I know how much you like him. But when he said that, my immediate reaction yesterday to that soundbite was, what game did he watch? I don't know what game he was watching that he came away feeling that way. So, Jeff, you interpret it. What is Bruce Arians talking about?
My man BA is high, man. Come on. BA, I don't know. I'm not sure what my man was looking at either. I mean, look, let's be honest. That defense, 6 sacks, 12 QB hits or whatever it was, and Dan Bailey carried that offense to the win, man. So whatever thing we can do, I'm not sure what we're doing. We went into the bye week with more questions and answers. We didn't solve any of them. We're still inconsistent. Yeah, I'm not sure what my man BA. Look, I love him, but I'm not sure what he was watching either, Greeny.
So Dan Graziano, you were watching that game. It was. Hold on one second. It was Graz's game. Let me just get a sense from you, because sometimes you hear 6 seconds of what a coach says, and it isn't fully representative of the tone that he had after the game. How about in this case?
No, it was representative. That's what he was trying to do. I was thinking, did he watch the game twice and think they scored 52 instead of 26? Because, look, I mean, I was thinking about parents and kids like Swagoo was, right? Like, it's like a kid brings back a math test and it's a B-, and the parents are going nuts. Like, hey, there's nothing wrong with a B-, but you're not going to hang it on the refrigerator. I mean, there's work to do there. They gave up 70 rushing yards to Dalvin Cook in the first quarter, and the whole game is different if Dan Bailey can make a kick. So I don't know. Look, maybe he's putting a brave public face on it, and then behind the scenes he's telling them what they need to do to get better, but they need to do some stuff to get better. They're middle of the pack on offense. They ran for 106 yards in that game. They got work to do before I consider them a team that can win 3 straight playoff games.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Gee, he either high or he on that yak. It's one of the two. That's all I wanted to say.
that was raised yesterday. But Jeff, let me come back to you quickly, because you have been one who has been following that team so closely this year, and there are so many parallels with Brady at this stage of his career, I think, to Peyton Manning, whom you played with for so long. Did you see things in that offense that make you say, a month from now they're going to be great?
I'll tell you, I thought some things would make them better. They protected Brady better this week than they had in the past. I think that is going to be critical for them to go anywhere in the playoffs, Greeny. When you talk about this offense, I know they want the whole...
Keys Real Rankings, of course, is always how many teams are going to be in Keys Real Rankings. Jay doing us the honors to start us out.
Ocho, Tennessee.
Who wants to tackle Derrick Henry? Nobody. That he's been able to do over the last couple of weeks. Nobody wants to get in his way. You're right about that, Jay Will. I mean, this guy is ridiculous. And imagine a car coming at you on a football field. That's exactly what that looks like for those opposing defenders. They're sitting at number 8.
Numero 7, the Colts.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
The Indianapolis Colts went out to Vegas. They gambled, but not in the casino. They went out there and gambled and won big over the Raiders. And when the Raiders did what they did in losing that game and then firing their defensive coordinator before he can even get home, that's what happens when you run up against Phillip Gun Rivers. I said it, Gun Rivers, because we all thought that he would be tricking the season off, throwing 20 interceptions like he did last year. So far, only 9 to 20 touchdowns.
Hands up.
Number 6, the Steelers.
We got to make routine plays routinely, and we're not making them routinely enough right now.
Well, that's true. You're not doing anything routinely except losing football games. But I think that when you look at this football team and Mike Tomlin, they're going to get their act together. I promise you. But right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers sit at number 6. They've been all over the map from 2 to 3 to 4. Now they're at 6. They've lost 2 straight games in a row. Big Ben, the defense has to get it together so they can find themselves in a nice playoff spot and try to get that number 1 seed back.
Number 5, the Rams.
When Jared Goff is on, man, he's cooking. I'm just being honest with you.
Yes, that is correct. He is cooking. After a long, hard talk with head coach Sean McVay, Jared Goff went out there and took care of business against the New England Patriots. When you look at this football team, they got all the weapons that you need, from Higbee to Cooper Kupp to Robert Woods. They've even found a guy named Cam, and I'm not talking about Cam Newton. I'm talking about Cam Akers, young running back out of Florida State, who has them right now in the number 5 spot. I think they're a real playoff contender.
Quattro, the Saints.
Well, this breaks my heart that I have to put the New Orleans Saints at number 4, but that's okay. I think they'll climb their way back into the number 2 spot, or maybe even the number 1 spot in front of Kansas City. When you look at it, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They go up to number 1. Yes, it is called nepotism. They have to get Drew Brees back healthy and in the lineup because Taysom Hill's done about as much as he can do. We saw him against the Philadelphia Eagles. Didn't play great, didn't play bad, but in the middle is not going to be good enough down the stretch.
Number 3, the Bills.
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
That is correct. That's my man, Chris Berman. When you look at the Bills, I've been fighting this all year long. I finally had to cave in and give the Bills some love. Sitting at number 3 in my real rankings, Josh Allen has been everything that he's supposed to be for the Buffalo Bills. We have these conversations about quarterbacks getting paid. Right now, out of that class, he's the guy that needs to be paid. Getting Stephon Diggs was huge for Brandon Beane, the general manager of the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are one of those teams that can make a deep run in the playoffs and give the Kansas City Chiefs some noise. If they got to go to Kansas City, obviously the weather will not be a factor.
Number 2, RELAX.
Relax.
The Packers.
Here's another team, and talking about weather. If they get the number 1 seed, they might as well punch their ticket to Tampa Bay to warm weather to the Super Bowl, because the teams that they're going to have to face are either coming out of the West Coast, coming out of warm weather, or coming out of a dome. That is not what they want to see in Green Bay in the month of January. I've been there and done that. That is not pleasant, especially with Aaron Rodgers knowing how to play.
Number 1, Kansas City.
I'm going to go get the biggest cheeseburger you've ever seen. Might be a double.
I think in all of this year, Kansas City may have fell out of the number 1 spot maybe once. And that's because Andy Reid didn't get a chance to eat that cheeseburger against the Las Vegas Raiders. But since then, I don't even know where to start. They spot teams 20 points, spot teams 14 points, and all they say is,